Rob Lerch and Eric Johansen. They have graciously given us the time today to interview them about how tariffs are affecting the music industry, music products industry. Today we have Rob is the owner of Stage One Music, and he's, like I said, been gracious enough to take the time to meet with us today. So, like I said, thank you very much. We'd love to hear your story and try to spread awareness about what you do, because, like I said, a lot of my classmates are musicians, and we really care about the future of the products industry and where it's going, and we want to make sure it's still profitable for those that have, you know, built the legacy to continue this kind of work. So thank you very much today.
No, thanks for coming down. Well, we've been doing this for about 15 years. Full disclosure, we're primarily a school. We got a little over 200 students. I'd say the retail end of what we do is probably about 20 to 25% of our total gross based on any given month. Having said that, the tariffs have definitely negatively impacted our sales. There's no question about it. I'd say like they hit somewhere in the beginning of April, and you can see the drop immediately. What's the big difference that you're seeing now is that on top of the sales that are dropping, the manufacturers are no longer holding prices based on order date, which is really starting to hurt retailers. So, in other words, if I ordered something pre-tariff, if it doesn't ship pre-tariff, I'm not getting the pre-tariff price. They're going by ship date now. Because of the uncertainty in the market now, nobody knows what's going on anymore, so nobody's holding down to anything. When it ships, whatever the price is when it ships, that's what you pay. So it's hard to order stuff for customers because you can't guarantee a price. I've seen the prices, the last round of increases was just this past month. And they were anywhere from 8 to 15%. Wow. Which is significant. So a lot of the entry-level stuff is closer to the 8%. The mid stuff, you're starting to see a bit more, 10, 15%. And when they already had an increase in April, you're talking about stuff that could be having a 20, 25% increase in this short term of a year.
Right.
You know, so, yeah, it makes it difficult on this end, you know, to be able to, you know, move stuff, especially if you don't have it on hand. So, yeah, I'd say we probably dropped, based on any given month, it's probably average about 20%, I'd say, is what our retail dropped.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
We're sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say that. Again, considering that retail is about 20, 25% of what we do, a 20% drop in retail means we might be losing, 5%, off of our gross overall.
Right.
But it's still
significant.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you're brick and mortar, and I think the biggest problem is just the uncertainty. Nobody knows what's going on because the guy calling the shots doesn't know what's going on. So
right.
It makes it difficult to plan anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, it seems that you've been versatile in knowing how to market and keep afloat. Do you have any service models or business structures that have kept you afloat, or just more than a mindset, I'm sure? But as far as I understand, you teach lessons and do everything else. Are there any other ways that you reach out to the community?
Yeah, we do work with some of the schools, some of their benefits. We do our recitals over at the Cultural Arts Center. I do a lot of work over there helping them out when they need help. Matter of fact, the guys that are running the show over there are two of my students that actually walked in there that were able to run, like digital boards and all that stuff. These kids were like 20 and they learned it in school.
Yeah.
And I was friends with the technical director, so when they needed help and they reached out to me, I'm like, yeah, I got your guys. And they're running, and Ethan and Dylan are running it right now.
There's a lot of working together in this community up here in the music community part
right.
of it, which is great. And
by the way, this is Eric Johansen. You might want to introduce this guy too.
Yeah, that's Eric on the.
Eric Johansen of Fish Musical Instruments has also joined us today.
Thank you. Yeah, and the other thing that I've noticed with it, the same time that he's having the drop in the retail, I had a little bit of a drop at the very initial of repairs and stuff coming through the store, but that's actually starting to pick up, and maybe that's because people are, let's fix the old one before we buy a new one.
Right.
Which is going to probably help me a little bit. Yeah, the other place that I'm fortunate is that in my part of the business, it's mostly service. So I don't buy a lot of product. The product that I do buy, I have noticed increases in prices in, but I buy so little that it doesn't really affect my bottom line.
Okay.
But the increase in the repairs has been nice to see. Hopefully that'll continue. We'll see how that goes. But yeah.
Thank you, guys. How do you maintain quality of service when we have so much uncertainty? I mean, I think, like you said, a lot of it is community networking, getting with the right people, making sure you hire the right people.
Yeah.
Any advice on any other businesses that are trying to succeed right now? And, you know, it seems like even though there are barriers ahead, you've made business decisions to look and forecast for the future. Do you have any advice for other shops or people trying to do the same?
When it comes to hiring, I don't hire based on need. For instance, I was without a violin teacher for 2 years, and it cost me tens of thousands of dollars because I didn't find the right person. Unless I know they're absolutely the right person, I'd rather just wait until I get the right person. Because if I bring a teacher in that's not going to work out, I can get some students and then lose a teacher, and then it costs me more to get the wrong person in. So I used to hire because, yeah, this person will fit the kid and get them in, but no more. I'd rather just do without. So yeah, I'm very selective when it comes to teachers, and it pays in our retention. You know, we haven't advertised in 15 years. It's literally word of mouth, and our Yelps are great, our Googles are great. All the schools send all their kids to us. Even schools that are in my competitors' area come here.
I was looking at the roster of your teachers and was amazed at how
Impressive
many
bunch.
lessons and students that you had. You said over 200 students. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Me as a part-time teacher at Sam Ash, I can tell you that the teachers were not vetted anywhere near to the same.
Yeah.
I work at Guitar Center.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we'll talk
Yeah,
about
you
that
understand.
later.
So it's nice to see a store like this that really cares about the quality of the instruments, the quality of the music that they're teaching the children through their vetted educators.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, because I came up, as a gigging guitar player for years when I left my corporate gig, and got into teaching strictly by accident, I've worked at other shops where it wasn't run right. So I had an idea of how to do it, and I kind of look at this from the teacher's point of view. And you teach, so when I get around to hiring a teacher, what I always tell the teachers is that you don't work for me, you work for your teacher, your students.
Right.
Or your parents. My job is to keep your schedule full and get you whatever you need. Just make sure the kids are learning, keep them happy, keep the parents happy. And they're happy with that because they get the freedom to teach the way they want. I'm not shoving a book on them or giving them their curriculum or telling them what they have to do. They make their schedules. I give them free reign to do what they want. They schedule their makeups. I got guitar players. Like Aaron's going on tour all the time. One of my guitar teachers has a bunch of my old students. I was a little over 30 students, and when we hit 200, I couldn't teach anymore because I was falling behind at the store.
Right.
I brought in some good teachers, and if somebody has a session or they're going on tour or whatever, I'll come in and I'll step in. I don't want to, but it's better to do that than try and deal with the makeup situation.
Right.
So,
Yeah, the one thing that I've found, and it goes back to the early days of doing vintage guitar shows and stuff, is that it's a small community.
yeah.
And they know, everyone knows everyone. And if you get a bad reputation, you won't live it down. It'll be with you forever. So the biggest thing you try to do is protect your reputation. I know from my experience with Rob, he only hires people that he can trust, that show that they are trustworthy and will do the job that needs to be done and have the talent to do the job as well. The guys he hires, and women as well, who teach here are just amazing musicians. This blows my mind. But that is one of the key rules. Watch your reputation.
Yeah.
The most important thing you got. So you don't want to lose that.
And for clarification, I don't think all great musicians are great teachers. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
our teachers
Oh,
are great
definitely.
musicians. Yeah, they are. But they're great teachers.
Right.
I mean, I think I'm a better teacher than some guitar players that are better than me. But, doesn't mean these guys aren't great teachers.
Right.
You know, but yeah, I look for great teachers, but yeah, they have to be able to impress the kids because there's something that's going to light a fire in them to get them playing.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
Some of the things the kids ask for.
Yeah.
I've watched him trying to hammering and all the other
all the tapping
tricky
crap
things
they
that they're
don't
doing
do.
nowadays. It's like,
But
but that's
Or
what the
how
kids
many
come in
pedals do
wanting
they
to
come in
learn.
with?
oh yeah, it's like
So you have to have the talent to be able to figure that out.
Well, I wasn't
Yeah.
tapping when the Van Halen stuff was going on because everybody was doing it when I was a kid. I was learning James Taylor songs. So like when
Right.
kids walk in and they're showing what they're doing with tapping nowadays, I'm like, no, dude, that's like I'm so not there. That's just not me. But like I got teachers that can do that. So
Yeah.
on the days I sub, these guys walk in with whatever. I'm like, oh god, okay. Let's see how much I'm going to butcher this and try and get through it. But you know, you do your best.
I appreciate you guys highlighting the importance of relationships in a small community because as we're going through this program, we're learning that every guest speaker says the number one thing is relationships. It's how you treat people,
Mhm.
and it's networking. And just like you said, it's a small community. People will remember how you're treated. And I do want to say a little thank you to my dad who was able to put this together for me. I guess he was the first person really who taught me how to network, and I didn't really realize what kind of a world I would be witnessing growing up. Him having all these friends and connections with music and amplifiers. So, thank you very much. Like I said, for taking the time. It's not, a regular interview because I would have just loved to hang out with you guys and meet you in any capacity.
Well, NAMM's going to be in a few months. We can get together. In
Yeah, I'd
January.
love to. But thank you so much. We're going to take this data and basically put it into our report, but also highlight, kind of what a community hub this has been. And we want to, highlight the business to get you guys some more support. It's also nice to hear that the secondhand market is has a little bit more piqued in interest because of this. So at least if, as you're fighting the tariffs, at least there's part of an avenue that you guys can explore.
There's several, and Rob has several. The biggest thing that you have to do in this industry to survive is diversify.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be,
adapt.
and you have to be flexible. You have to be willing to change midstream if you have to, because it is such a fickle market that little things can have major effects. So you have to be able to make that transition. And yeah, the experiences I've had and the experiences Rob's had just give us many options. We've been involved in almost every phase of the music business between us.
Yeah, everybody here? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good to have the networking.
Yeah.
Very important.
Is there any, as of right now, any growth goals or long-term vision? I know it's hard to tell. Even in my job, I work for the Department of Labor, with the uncertainty going on. But as far as the horizon, I mean, it seems like you've been able to survive COVID. You've got great contingency plans, and it seems to be that you're always looking forward and positive.
You have to.
And that's part of maybe why this has been so successful.
Success is a relative term, but
Still here.
yeah,
You're here. You're here. That's
so,
success.
So Eric and I have been working for a little over 2 years together, and Eric is an independent contractor that does repairs that are above my pay grade, and then builds his own guitars, and we get mutual customers through each other. One of the things we decided is the room that we're sitting in now used to be a rehearsal studio that I rented out to bands, outside bands. We got to a situation where we needed this to be a teaching room. But I also needed a place to get all my amps, which you know what I got back there. We decided, when I was talking to Eric about this, I'm like, look, man, I'm going to go hit Rosebrand, get a nice theater curtain. Let's start using this for content.
Okay.
And start doing that. So unfortunately, because our teachers are so busy, a lot of the guitar players that we want to be doing the videos that have chops way better than mine, are not available to do it. But that's kind of what our goal is for this year, is be able to build a backstock of 30, 40 videos and be able to start putting content out every couple days on Instagram and YouTube, not only just of Eric's guitars, but of our teachers, the stuff that we sell, and do videos that cover multiple purposes. Like one of my teachers can be playing one of his guitars and we can say, hey, check out Eric's guitars to his page, and we can go on to my page and say, hey, check out Aaron Witzel. He's an amazing guitar teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like
Again, it's all that networking thing.
Right.
I even want to start at some point bringing in customers, because I'm getting steady customers, and some of them I've been told are incredible guitar players, although I never get to see them.
Right.
But it's like, okay, so come on in, and you could play one of my guitars that I built. You could play the guitar that I set up for you or repaired for you or whatever. You could play one of Rob's. You can do what, and then that content is now Rob's, mine, yours.
Right.
Everybody can use it for whatever they wish to use it for. And the internet is the place right now. That's where you're going to get the most exposure. So if we can get the content together and get it up, it can help all of us, mutually beneficial. And Rob having the room is like, I mean, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, the
It's
videos
a
have worked
great
out pretty well
sound
so
room.
far. It is a great sound
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what our thing is, but it's just, unfortunately, and if either of you guys ever gigged or toured to support yourselves as a musician, like solely,
No.
okay, people that do that, and I can say this from experience, wear multiple hats.
Oh yeah.
I've been-
I help manage a team.
So you know, so like,
Yeah.
I was gigging while I was also doing sound and booking clubs and teaching, and you do whatever you got to do. Our teachers are largely doing the same thing. So, I mean, the reason I've been teaching this week is because Dylan's had sessions. He's got an album for, I don't even remember whose record he's doing right now.
I don't know, but it's been like 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
he's been
and Aaron's
involved.
already given me like 3 October dates he needs me to teach because he's got some album he's doing for somebody else. These guys are in-demand players. So it's been hard for us to build or even nail down a date where we can say, hey, let's get everybody together, because we had one,
Right.
and like a gig popped up, and then this popped up, and I'm like, I can do it, but these guys are better players than me. I think I'd rather have Aaron do the ragtime stuff, or,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
But, you know.
Dylan do the finger picking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, again, I can do stuff that would demo the stuff and make it sound good. I'd really rather have our best foot forward. And I'd also want it to be something that covers multiple purposes, because there's no videos of me playing guitar does nothing for the store other than promote a product.
Yeah.
Where if it's one of our teachers, I can promote both. I'm
Yep.
trying to kill as many birds as possible with one stone.
And that teacher can then also promote himself.
Right.
Especially if it is a complete, and this is the thing I keep trying to push, is that they're complete videos. It's not just, doing a couple of portions of a song or something like that, or trying a couple different things. It's actually doing a full-on song.
It's a performance of
Yeah,
a song.
do a full performance,
Right.
because then we can use it in snippets. We can take portions of it, or we can do the whole thing, whatever for whatever purpose we want. But then also the person who's doing the video can now put that out as advertising for themselves.
Right.
And so,
Like you said, it's beneficial for all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. We want to do something that helps as many people as possible, because not only is it the, for lack of a better term, an altruistic way of looking and trying to help as many people as possible, we have limited time.
Right.
We're all busy all the time.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I'm sure when you called me last night, it sounded extremely rushed, and I was. And if I
Inventory end of month.
Yeah, if I
You're a
sound-
business
yeah.
owner.
Yeah.
Rob,
Right.
you always sound rushed.
Yeah, I do. I mean, because there's always a million things going on in my head. But even just from a basic practicality standpoint, it just makes sense for us to do it that way. Because why not have a video that 3 different people can use? Aaron can use it to promote his session work, or his teaching, or
Whatever
his
you wanna
products,
use it
or
for.
whatever.
Yep.
If we can do that, we'd rather do that, and it's worth it. At some point, we're going to run out of time to say it's still worth it. But right now, we still say, okay, it's worth it for us to wait for the time. But unless we start nailing these guys down,
Eventually, I'm going to have to come up with an angle.
I'm going to start practicing a lot more and become Tony
If they were all cops, it would be donuts. But
Yeah.
they're
Right.
musicians. What attracts musicians? Right?
Yeah.
Got to figure that one out.
Audience.
Audience. No,
Well, I mean,
we can't fit many in this room and the camera.
And does Aaron even need any more session work?
No.
I mean, the guy's just booked constantly. Like Dylan with everything. I mean, we just got to get these guys in here one day.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
We will figure it out. But yeah, that's really what the thing is for that. My goal is to be hitting 250 students by next year.
Okay.
And I've got some construction stuff I have to do to the store to create more store space, because we only have 840 square feet. There's a couple walls I'm going to build inside the store to create more merchandisable area. So there's things that we have to do.
As far as square footage of the store, because of the square footage that it is, are you able to do any like mini concerts here or anything like that?
We did one before. We had this kid, Luis Khalil, who was an ESP guy. Monster player from Brazil. And the ESP guys came down. We used this room before all this stuff was here, and they had all their product out. And he came out and played, had all his backing tracks. We would love to be able to do more stuff like that. I'm trying to get something with the Cultural Arts Center, but they're very, they're stubborn. They have a business model they think works, and they're not really open to new ideas.
Okay.
So, I mean, I can move a bunch of stuff out of the store and maybe fit, because when we had Luis here, we probably fit, 30, 40 people here. But I pulled a bunch of display cases out and shoved them in the back.
Right.
And made it work that way. It really wouldn't work here anymore because
Just
of the way that we set it
yeah.
up. But honestly, I like what this is now.
Mm-hmm.
Because this will serve us multiple purposes. I mean,
Again, the multiple purpose.
yeah, I mean, and we make way more money with teachers here than we were doing with bands. And the bands were a pain anyways. The thing was,
stayed open late.
Yeah, exactly. Stay open late, thrash the place. At our old place, we've been in business since 2010. We were there up until August of 2018. We had 4 rehearsal studios. And it was like 40, 50 bands a week. It was just gangbuster all the time. And that was a lot of fun because I was way more involved in the music scene because the bands were getting together, and that was like the last time there was actually a scene out here. There were local bands that were getting record deals and going on tours. A lot of punk, a lot of thrash. But these bands were good. And it seems like when guys start hitting like 26, 27, it kind of switches for them. Like, they're getting girlfriends, they're settling down, they don't want to go on tour. And like that was right around the time like all those guys were hitting that, okay, this band broke up, then this band broke up, another guy fell off the wagon, they're not going on tour because this guy's in A. It was like all at once, it all just fell. Mm-hmm. And that was like maybe a year before we moved. But when we had that going, it was great because I saw another kind of networking altogether where it's like all these bands, like a band would be waiting to get in the studio, and other bands coming out, they were talking to each other and like, hey, I got a gig up over at the Treehouse. And they're like, yeah, we'll open for you. And next thing you know, these guys are starting to book little tours together, and which was, I love that, you know. And when we moved here, the original thought was, because we got here in 2018, 2019 was just like trying to get our act back together because it was kind of a rush job. We moved the students in the store over first because we figured the bands would go somewhere else. You lose moms, you lose moms. The moms, once they get settled somewhere else, that's it. Yeah. So I had to keep the students. Our thought was, we'll get this thing settled, get everything all set up, then we're going to take the place over next door and open the rehearsal studios, and then COVID hit. And that, that pretty much threw everything.
Right.
So it's still an option we can consider down the road, but it took me a little bit to dig my way out of what happened to us financially with COVID. Yeah. So I'm sure everybody here that's...
Yeah, if you had grabbed that unit next door and COVID then hit, you would have been screwed.
Well, it's funny, I had the accountant from the second biggest frame company in Southern California, a major partner in a law firm that deals strictly in construction. Mike Nealon is the national sales rep from Ludwig. I have 3 guys that were like, we were all talking, they were going to buy everything between CVS and Hobby Lobby. And the plan was it was going to be like this, the store, the 3,200 square feet was going to be a venue because Ludwig is based out of like South Carolina or Georgia or somewhere over there. They wanted a place like DW Studios has where, like Neil Peart was doing his videos over at DW, RIP. But Ludwig can't get their guys out of South Carolina, to do their videos. But they're always in LA. All their artists are always in LA because it's a major touring hub. So like, man, if we have something out here, we can do it out here. Mike lives out here. So yeah, it was all lined up. Like, if the COVID didn't hit, we'd be having a very different conversation. Yeah. Well, I think everybody here would be. Because I'm sure it didn't affect everybody's just businesses. You were probably in school at the time, so I'm sure.
I was in school at the time,
So that, So yeah, it definitely slowed us down a bit. But yeah. But yeah, it's still an option. Like I said, I'm still looking at it.
Well, it's nice to see that you're looking forward. I'm sure, thank you, because I'm sure this interview will give insight to a lot of my classmates, and it's just interesting to hear your story, your journey, and we'll take it and, do what we can positively with it. It's nice to see that being innovative and diversifying all your skills, it's not just being a musician, it's being versatile and knowing how to communicate and networking.
Yeah. If you're going to be a musician, you learn how to be versatile.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Rob was saying, you figure out ways to survive, because music by itself, it's great for the soul, but it doesn't do a lot for the wallet.
Right.
So you really have to diversify to be able to survive. Very important.
Yeah. Well, and adaptability is key. I mean, this isn't what we originally opened or what we originally envisioned, But situations change. You got to change with it.
Yep.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for the time. I
Of
really
course.
can't wait. We'll probably hang out at NAMM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to hang out with Eric for the rest of the day, too.
Cool. Where are you guys off for?
Is in mind.
Where are we going to lunch?
Should we call John? Should we call
Thank
John?
you.